Okay. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and of course, my honorable advisor, Professor Dr. Engineering IGD Pasak Sutawijaya SDMT, and Mr. Arik Aranta Eskomemkom, and of course, the honorable examiner, Mr. Ramadita Duyan Saputra STM Engineering, Mr. Gibran Satyanugraha Eskomemkom, and Dr. Engineering IGD Putu Wirarama SDMT. Today I'm going to present my bachelor thesis proposal in the title of Early Detection of Asymptomatic COVID-19 Infection with Artificial Neural Network Model through Voice Recording of Forced Cough. So as we know that COVID has changed our habits, our daily routines, and of course a lot, but there is change in the hand. So for today's presentation, it will be divided into three sections, which is introduction, literature review, and materials and methodology that I use in this research. So without further ado, the introduction. So as we know, coronavirus disease, also known as COVID-19, is an infectious disease caused by severe acute respiratory syndrome coronavirus 2. The spread of COVID-19 happen very quickly and widely because it can spread. The spread can occur to human through direct contacts because they have this nature as an airborne. So they are spread quickly through the air that we breathe. That's because of this nature, a lot of people have the virus, but they doesn't have or they doesn't exhibit the physical symptoms. That mean they are an asymptomatic infection person. They are asymptomatic COVID-19 patient. What is asymptomatic infection? Asymptomatic people are infected with the virus, but they doesn't exhibit the physical symptoms of the disease, such as they doesn't have the high fever, they doesn't exhibit the coughing or the sneezing, and they doesn't lose their sense of smell or taste. So they feel like they are healthy. They feel like a normal, human with healthy body. Thus, they likely to seek help. So they are unknowingly will spread the virus. They sort of like a carrier for virus. So people without symptoms or asymptomatic person and COVID-19 patient who are not yet showing the signs of the virus are likely contribute to more than 15% of the transmission rate, according to American Center of Disease Control and Prevention. So, as I said before, the main symptoms of COVID is coughing, dry coughing, and sneezing. So that's why we're going to use the cough here to determine are the person is COVID or not. Before that, I'm going to show you samples of a cough recording and going to kind of, want to ask you which one is which one is the positive COVID and which one is negative COVID. So that was the first cough, and let's hear the second cough. Okay, so after hearing those two coughs, can you determine which one is COVID, which one is not? Let's see. If you are saying the left one is positive and the right one is negative, you were wrong because as you can see, we cannot decipher our normal human ear cannot decipher which one is COVID, which one is not just by the cough. Luckily, MIT researchers have now found that asymptomatic people might differ from healthy individuals in terms of how they are coughing. These differences are not discernible to human ears. However, it can be picked out by artificial intelligence. So to help medical worker confirm the patient's status with minimum human contact, the application of AI can help doctors diagnose and reduce the possibility of human error. because AI can see features and recognize patterns that are not visible to human ears. So that's why the problem overview for this thesis is first, how does artificial neural network model extract the sound from the force cough recording? And how does artificial neural network model work in detecting asymptomatic COVID-19 from the extraction of the cough voice recording? And the scope of this research is divided into three, which is first, classification is divided into two classes, which namely positive COVID and negative COVID. And the model that deployed in this research, in this thesis, are carried out using TensorFlow library. And the third is, or the last one, the design model will produce two conclusions, namely whether or not the cough recording is positive COVID-19 or negative COVID-19, which originated from the given data. And the objective of this research is provide information regarding the potential of force recording as an alternative for early detection of asymptomatic COVID-19 and generate and also discover the ability of artificial neural network in distinguishing and recognizing COVID-19 only from the force cough recording. And the benefit, hopefully the benefit of this research is first, providing information regarding the potential of force cough recording as an alternative for early detection of COVID-19. It can be used also as a reference for developing or recognizing model through audio recording or other related models. And also, this research result hopefully will help medical workers use force cough recording as an alternative medium to detect early COVID-19 infection quickly by reducing direct human contact, as we know that COVID-19 spread by human contact. So hopefully this will reduce direct human contact. And number two is literature review. So first, we have related research, which contain some of previous research in the same field as this thesis, which is mainly talking about how speech processing, how AI contribute in speech processing, how accuracy they gain, and some of them even using machine learning based to distinguish COVID positive and negative by recording from smartphone, by that, like what the Matt Khairun and friends does. And here's the theoretical base that I use for writing this thesis, which is first, what is COVID-19 and what is asymptomatic COVID-19 and what's the different from the pre-symptoms COVID-19, and also the deep learning, what kind of deep learning I use in this research, artificial neural network, what activation function that I use in the deep learning, and WAF recording, what is WAF recording, the biomarkers, and mel frequency spectrum coefficient. And so first, what is COVID-19? So as we know, COVID-19 was unknown before the outbreak in Wuhan in China, December 2019. The first COVID-19 case in Indonesia started in March 2nd, 2020, and the main symptoms of the COVID-19 is sneezing and dry coughing. So, asymptomatic infection is different from pre-symptomatic infection because pre-symptomatic people saw early disease symptoms such as high fever or coughing and losing sense of smell and taste. But asymptomatic people doesn't exhibit any these symptoms, so they are naturally like a healthy person while they are carrying the virus. So they are like the bridge, like the jumping stone for the virus. So they unknowingly will spread the virus because they feel healthy, but they have the virus in them. So that's why detecting asymptomatic person is very important to reduce the transmission rate of COVID-19. So in deep learning is a variant of machine learning based on artificial neural network with many hidden layers that can automatically learn representation or features of the data. We have three kind of deep learning, which one is artificial neural network, conventional neural network, and recurrent neural network. But in this research, in this thesis, I will use artificial neural network. So what is artificial neural network? Artificial neural network are biologically inspired computer programs designed to simulate how human brain process information. Artificial neural network gather their knowledge by detecting the patterns and relationship in data, and they are trained through experience. The structure of INN, as you can see in the pictures, are the first is input layer, and they have hidden layer, and after that they have output layers. So the activation function that I use in this research is sigmoid, is the binary sigmoid as an activation function. And WAV recording is basically a standard digital audio file that storing waveforms data so they can extract it into others like a spectrogram. So we can have a spectrogram out of the wave. That's mainly why I use wave recording here. So we can extract the spectrogram from the audio. And they also the best audio file format because it's less sound quality. Wave is generally used to store uncompressed audio, so they never compress audio in WAV. So they also standard format used for CD audio. And last one is material and methodology that I use in this research, in this thesis. First, for tools and materials, for the hardware, the specification is the processor is Intel Core i3 basic, and GPU is NVIDIA GeForce, and I have RAM of 12 gigabyte. And for the software, I use operating system Windows 10 and programming language using Python. And for the writing the final report, I'm using Microsoft Office 2019. And for the coding, for the code of this research, I'm using text editor Jupyter Lab and sometimes Google Colab. And the materials first is the literature from journals, book, research related to voice detection, machine learning, neural network, COVID-19, and of course, coughing sounds. And the data set that used in this research are data collected of course, cough recording that was carried out by research team from India Institute of Technology, Kharagpur, that available for public through peggle.com with total of 170 data. Here is the data acquisition. So as you can see, we have data positive, negative, and data distribution. So for data positive COVID, we have a total of 19 subjects of the recording of positive COVID, which we divided into 6 subjects for testing and 13 subjects for training data. In data negative cough, we have 151 subjects, which we divided into 45 subjects for testing and 106 subjects for train. And for data distribution is 70% for training and 30% for testing. So here's the research flowchart. First, we're going to start with literature study, which is going to learn what is COVID, asymptomatic COVID, how INN works and stuff. And after that, we're going to have data acquisition, as I said before, as I explained before. And after that, we're going to build the models after the data. And we're going to evaluate the models after we build it. And if the model is not working, we're going to build it again. We're going to see which went wrong, where is the errors, try to fix it, and then evaluate the models again and see if it worked or not. But if it's working, we're going to write the final report and finish the project. And here's the model building. We start from training data. As you can see, data training that we get from the data acquisition. We're going to extract the value from the spectrogram, which have the value of FCT, spectral centroid, zero crossing rate, and etc. And after that, we're going to analyze those data using pandas, because we're going to put it into CSV file so we can use pandas to analyze it. And after that, we're going to build the model of ANNS detectors. And after that, we're going to taste the data. We're going to taste the model using the data training. And after that, we see the result. So here is training and testing data. This is the following stage of training process. As I said before, we're going to convert the spectrogram from the force recording. That's why we use WAV WAV format, because we can extract the spectrogram of the file. So after we extract the spectrogram, we're going to extract the value from the spectrogram, such as like the MFTC, the central centroid, and etc. And I'm going to save it into CSV file and make it as our data set. And after that, we're going to analyze the data using pandas, and we're going to classify the data using and the models that we built. So here is, I'm going to show you the examples of negative curve and positive curve. Here is this example of spectrogram of respective class. So after that, we're going to taste the data, taste the accuracy of the data using confusion matrix, precision, and recalls. As you can see, if the accuracy not reach the desired number, we're going to build the models again. But if it already reach the desired accuracy, it's done. So that's my proposal for this thesis. And thank you for listening. And questions are welcome.